the host of the Justin Kinner Show. Hey, welcome back, my man.
Shout out Kev Nash, by the way. It's a Kinner and Kev show now.
Okay,
Kinner and Kev
my
show
apologies
now. I love
to
my
Kev.
guy Kev Nash. Got to give him a shout out. But it is what Kinner and Kev, Justin Kinner Show. It's all good.
Hey, we love to see it.
You changed your guys' name too.
That's right, man. We are your day, living our best life. So we are getting amped up. Buckeye fans, they're rabid. They're excited. They got a new quarterback this year. Everybody knew C.J. Stroud. What about the new guy?
New guys. They technically don't even know who they're rolling with. Everyone's freaking out about who the quarterback's going to be. I know Ryan Day announced that Kyle McCord's going to be the starting quarterback, but they're also not sure who the season starting quarterback's going to be, which is why I'm not a fan of, I think it sends the wrong message to the entire team that, hey, the Notre Dame game here in a month, or at the end of the month, that's the one that matters. But we're going to keep throwing out random starting quarterbacks before that, and we'll name the official one for that. I'm like, you're sending the wrong message that these first 3 games mean nothing. Now, they should trounce these teams. I'm not worried about Indiana or, Youngstown State or whoever. But I think it sends okay, these games don't matter, but that one matters. But overall, I trust Ryan Day. The one thing about Ryan Day is every quarterback that has started in his system has been a Heisman finalist. Every quarterback that has started in his system has been drafted in the first round of the NFL draft, and we know that that's been a struggle getting Buckeye quarterbacks to the NFL until Ryan Day's gotten here. So I'm not worried about that. They need to be worried about the defense. This is a national championship winning program the last 2 years, or at least one of the last 2 years. If they just have a semi-respectable defense, I think the pressure and the talking points need to be about the defense more so than the quarterback. I think Devin Brown or Kyle McCord, either one will be fine.
I'm going to say something that might be a little unpopular to say here, but over the last few years,
as long as it's not go blue, you're good.
No, but I will say Michigan has been the national team that everybody's talking about. Buckeyes are coming in this season. They really aren't the favorites in the Big Ten anymore. Are people underestimating the Buckeyes? What can we expect overall this season from the team?
So this is where I'm a huge Buckeye fan, love the Buckeyes, but I'm realistic enough to know that what Michigan has that Ohio State doesn't is toughness on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, they've won the last 2 matchups because they have the strength in the trenches. I mean, they're winning the battle of the offensive line and defensive line. That's where Ohio State's been a little soft as far as that's concerned. That's why we talk about the finesse of the team, the quarterback and the wide receivers and the flash and all that stuff. But they got to get back to that power game, to that muscle, that will. They've lacked that, and that to me is the big question. Like I said, everyone's talking about the quarterback, but it has to be the defense that improves for Ohio State to win a championship this year. The only reason Michigan's better than Ohio State right now, their offense isn't as good as Ohio State's, but it's still formidable. But man, they're strong defensively up front, linebackers, secondary. We can't say that yet about Ohio State. We know they have the 4 and 5 stars, but those mean nothing once you get out on the field if you can't perform.
The big Buckeye name, everybody's saying Marvin Harrison Jr. is the best prospect since Randy Moss at wide receiver. I mean, do you think he's going to live up to the expectations?
I think so. And at first I wasn't really sure just because of the name. I'm like, man, he's here because he was talented, don't get me wrong. But he's lived up to it and then some, and he has an opportunity to be better than what his father was in the NFL potentially, and I think that that's huge. But while everyone's talking, and by the way, he's legit. I think he could be a Heisman finalist when it's all said and done. But Emeka Egbuka is the one I'm looking at too, because last year everyone talked about Marvin Harrison Jr., and then they talked about the wide receiver that wasn't out on the field, Jackson Smith-Njigba. All while Egbuka, we're talking about how great Marvin Harrison Jr. is, but Ibuka's numbers, I think he was less than 200 yards short of equaling his total yardage, Harrison, and he was 4 touchdowns short of tying his touchdown total for the year. They're statistically giving you the same type of production. And my hot take coming in, I talked to Paul Keels yesterday, my hot take is that Ibuka is actually going to have better stats, whatever that means, than Marvin Harrison Jr. this year because the defense will be so focused on shutting him down. But Ohio State, Brian Hartline, the amount of talent he's brought in at wide receiver, there is no shortage of weapons no matter who the quarterback's going to be.
They are the wide receiver factory at Ohio State. Justin Kinner, you can listen to him on 1410 Wing AM with Kev Nash.
Shout out,
I'm not
Kev.
forgetting you, Kev. I got you. As always, Justin, we appreciate you stopping by.
Absolutely. Thank you.